High Scrollers is produced on Gadigal land.
We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this country and elders past and present.
Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. I'm Brittney Saunders.
And I'm alright. Hey, and this is High Scrollers, the podcast version of your favourite group chat.
We've been sharing our lives online for over 10 years, so who better to catch you up on everything that's going viral?
Oh, plus we talk a lot about ourselves as well.
Coming up on this episode, Matt has some haters.
I've been cancelled finally, everyone. The day has finally arrived that I've been cancelled, and you know I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting with bated breath for the day I get cancelled, and it's happening thanks to, of all things, Labubu's. Deal me in, doll. Let's go.
Good morning, Matthew.
Hey, now, baby.
Oh, I can't stop. We've been in here for a bit, like just trying to set up for the day, and I haven't even heard that song, but I've just been going, say, hey, now, baby.
So hopefully it's going to get stuck in all of your heads as well. Hello, good morning. How are we?
I'm great. Actually, I'm really excited today, Matt.
Yeah.
It's my book publication day.
Of course.
Well, by the time you're listening to this, it was yesterday.
Yeah. Gorgina, ballerina, cappuccino. So stoked. You're finally actually officially a published author.
Yeah.
Stunning.
You're next.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed, if I can be bothered. When do I have the time to write a book?
I'm so excited about it that I honestly want to start writing my second one and then just have it done and then say, hey, here's my next book. Like, no one's asked me, but I think I just want to do it anyway because I actually really enjoyed it.
That's my vibe. Get it done so that if someone says, write a book, I can go,
Here
it's
it
done,
is.
darling. Oh, that's so exciting. No, congrats. And where can everyone get the book if they haven't already?
It's available exclusively via Booktopia, but also I have gotten my hands on some extra copies myself, and I'm going to be putting it in our Fate stores, just in the Fate stores, not on the Fate website. And I'm doing my book tour, which is literally starting this Friday. If you're in Fate Society on Facebook, you already know. So I'm going to be touring around our 5 Fate stores. Everyone that's coming is getting a book, but I've also got extras. So if you are near a Fate store or if you shop with us at Fate, you'll keep up to date with me, and I'll let you know when the books are in store if you want to run in and get one.
Nice.
And that's about it. That's my very exciting Monday. Who would have thought after all the shit that we've done on the internet for the last 10 plus years, I've written a bloody book.
You'd go back to non-digital format in the end.
Yeah. After all that, it's on paper.
Yeah. I guess the most exciting part of my week was that I tried a mango lassi.
And I have been dying to know what you think. Matt messaged me over the weekend and said, I've just ordered a mango lassi. And I said, oh my God, tell me exactly what you think straight away. Send me a video. And then I thought, no, wait, record it and let me react to your reaction on the pod.
Yeah. And of course, I did have a version of a mango lassi, but not really. When we were in Las Vegas, there was the buffet we went to.
Yeah, it was more of like a pudding version though. Like it wasn't.
It's like a dessert, almost like a mango lassi cheesecake or moussey sort of situation.
I'm so excited, and I think I have high hopes, but knowing you probably.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. I've got Matt's video. Oh, it looks different. It looks a bit thicker than the ones I get.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see.
Here we go. Trying the mango lassi for the first time. It's like the shittest straw ever. Yum. It's like a mango smoothie, but runny. And I feel like I need it to be a little bit colder than this. I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I won't be running out to get another one.
I love that you said yum, but your face was like this. Like your face was saying yum. I thought you were about
Okay, do you want to know why that reaction? Because there was a fucking bug smushed in the top. See how there's no lid on there?
Yeah.
In the top, there was a fucking bug smushed under the lid.
No.
So there was a bug under the lid.
Well, it looks a lot thicker than the ones that I get. So next time if you ever come to Newcastle, because I know it's so far away, I'm taking you to Raj's Corner. Have you ever had Raj's Corner in Newcastle? Oh, it's iconic. And I'm letting you try one of those.
Okay. Yeah, we're on. I'm happy to continue trying other ones to see if I can, find one that I like, but
That one didn't look quite right.
no, it didn't, and it didn't feel right either. I think the bug in the top is smushed into the lid.
No, Raj's Corner
really set me off.
Any of you in Newey, and I'd like to say, I said this in our broadcast chat on Instagram last night, I've moved on from the mango lassie and I'm now all about the rose lassie.
Yeah, which just nothing seems worse in life than anything rose flavoured.
Have you ever had like a rose water cocktail?
Hate it.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you try it?
More of an elderflower girly.
It's a similar sort of vibe, but
I know,
rosy.
but rose just is so potent to me. And rose,
no, it's like soft and subtle.
No, but rose you get your Turkish delight and it's like rose flavoured.
Yum.
Oh, yuck.
I love a Turkish delight.
It feels like I'm chomping on a soap. You know those soaps that our nans used to have when we were younger and the little naked babies were on the soaps?
Yeah.
Pears.
Palm olive? Oh, pears. That's right.
That's what rose
I remember
flavoured
in our
things
shed,
remind me of.
In our shed, because we had like a big shed when we were kids and it had a little bathroom in the back corner.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an artwork in a frame in there and it was like a Pears ad. Do you remember those? And it was like
That's
the
what we
baby
had
and
too.
the bar of soap. Like,
And it
why
was
was that
like-
a piece of decor?
And they were in like a little fairy garden or something. And they were all, I know. It was like a piece of art in people's homes. And yeah, we had one as well. God, to go back in time and see what made people decide to want to put Pears ads in their house.
It's like putting palm olive ad in your house.
Strange.
But it was a thing.
So strange. Anyway, I've done the mango lassie.
I'm going to say that didn't look right.
Okay.
So you're going to have to come to Newcastle whenever you can be bothered. I know it's a really, really far drive, but whenever you can be bothered to make the trek, please come, and we're going to Raj's Corner and we're doing a video taste test of rose and mango at Raj's Corner.
All right. We'll make a video out of it too. We'll put it
Yeah.
on the High Scrollers account on TikTok.
Absolutely.
Please be upstanding for the royal flush.
Well, on to our royal flush of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do mine first because it's only really little, but it's the fact that Handmaid's Tale new season is out, and I think this week, oh, my stomach just made a weird noise. Sorry if anyone heard that. Need a mango lassie.
You need to make a lassie as if it's a Gaviscon or a Mylanta.
It is
Bit of
curing me at the
Nexium.
moment, not going to lie. Anyway, Handmaid's Tale, I think it's season 6 is the newest one, and it's the final season of the whole series. It's out. I've binge watched every episode so far, but I've got 2 remaining. One has just come out, and then the final one, I believe, is coming out this week, and it's the final episode of the whole thing. And Matt,
Ever?
yeah.
They'll never do another season.
I don't think so, because I think that's like the end of it and the end of the books.
Okay.
And I can't believe that, number one, you haven't seen Handmaid's Tale.
Uh-huh.
Every time I talk to someone and I ask them if they've seen it and they're like, no, I'm like, how? It is my favourite show I've ever watched, my favourite series.
What's it on?
Oh, it's all over the place. Like when I first started watching it, like a few seasons were on Netflix and then others were on SBS and blah, blah, blah. I think it like moves around.
So how many seasons are there in total?
6.
Jeez, do I have the time for that?
It's the kind of show, and to all of you listening, if you have not watched it, watch it, because it's the one show, like my attention span is really bad these days. I want to say thanks to TikTok.
Uh-huh.
I can't really watch stuff these days without also watching TikTok at the same time,
Yeah.
which is terrible, I will say. But Handmaids is the one show where when it's on, I'm like
Locked in.
I'm locked in and I'm not like going to sleep until I've finished that like season. Like stay up till 3 a.m. vibes, because you just need to
Really?
keep watching. It is phenomenal. Like
Okay.
the acting, the storyline, like the crew, the cast, it makes you believe that it's real. Like, you know when you finish a show and you shut it and then you think that those characters are out there
Uh-huh.
in the world and that it's actually happening to them?
Uh-huh.
It makes me feel like, for those of you that have seen it, like I think Gilead is real. So that my royal flush is that the show has released its final season, and I'm so excited to see what's going to happen in the last episode. I won't do any spoilers, and not that I've seen the last episode yet, but it's just my favourite bloody show. 10 out of 10, would recommend. I have a lot of favourite shows, but that one probably is my favourite show ever.
See, I don't think that Handmaid's Tale is a cultural phenomenon. Like, I feel like I have never heard anyone but you talk about it. I feel like, but apart from that, I feel you never see clips online. Why don't we see clips online?
Because it's not the kind of show that would be clips online. Like, it's not like viral in that way.
But think about like Game of Thrones. I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones, but I could probably tell you everything that happens in that show.
True.
Because I've seen it online.
I don't know.
Little
It's
clips,
just different. I can't explain it.
When Game of Thrones last season came out, everyone was talking about it. Like Handmaid's Tale, you are the one and only person I've ever heard talk about it. If
Handmaid's Tale has a fan, it's me. No, but I'm in like the Handmaid's Tale Facebook group. Like,
oh God, what?
And there's like 2 members. No, there's hundreds of thousands.
Wow,
it's so popular. I just think you've probably just never been on that side of the internet, so your For You page has never served it to you. But if you started typing in Handmaid's Tale, it would definitely show up for you. And also, the books, like, I'm surprised with
I
you
bought
being...
the book. You told me to buy the book on the podcast a while ago.
And have you read it?
No, I bought it though. Have you seen my library?
I have. There's a lot of books to get through. But the people, like, I've never read the books, but everyone raves about those too.
Okay. Oh, so there's more than one.
Yeah.
'Cause I only got the first one. So is the book that I bought, which is just called The Handmaid's Tale, that just season 1?
It must be. I don't know. Like, don't quote me on this. Let me just quickly Google it.
God, I'm in for a big ride here. I got books to read, shows to watch.
Is there more? You're going to be so busy, Matt.
Oh, honestly.
Is there multiple Handmaid's Tale books?
I've got to take 4 weeks off work just to catch up on all the shows that I've been in. I haven't watched...
Here. Yeah. So, sorry. Yes, there are 2 main books in the Handmaid's Tale series. The Handmaid's Tale and its sequel, The Testaments. The Testaments is set 15 years after the events of the first book. So there's 2. That's easy. You'll smash them out in a day.
Yeah, but then what about the show? What's the show based on? Because if there's 6 seasons...
I think there's both. I think it's both. But again, I haven't read the book, so I can't say.
So like maybe season 1 is on the book and then the other 5 seasons they've just made them up.
Yeah. So anyway, fantastic show. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I can't even explain it.
I'll put it on my list. The non-existing list. Isn't that funny that we all go, I'll put it on my list. What
Where's
fucking
the
list? What list? None of us are any of us actually writing it in our notes on our iPhone going, I'll put it on my list and write it down and I'll forget about it. I've got that many shows to catch up on. Poker Face, season 2 just dropped. I love season 1. I think it's on Stan.
Haven't heard of it.
It's got Natasha Lyonne in it. Is that how you say her name? She's from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, season 1 was so good. She has this ability to just know when people are lying. And it's a really fun show and I really liked season 1. So season 2's out. I will say though, why does it take so long for shows to come around these days? Do you remember like 25 years ago, shows would pump out 25 episodes a season and we'd be getting sometimes 2 seasons a year. Like Pretty Little Liars, we'd have however many episodes in Pretty Little Liars and we'd get one every year. Remember, because we'd have the Thanksgiving break, we'd have the Halloween episode, blah, blah, blah. It was such an event each year. And now I feel like if they wanted to do Pretty Little Liars, it'd take them 3 years to shoot and we get 8 episodes in the end.
Another show that you maybe just think of, but I don't know the stats, is South Park.
Yeah.
And they don't obviously come out with new episodes now, I don't think, but I think they were like extremely fast at pumping out new episodes like in real time with the world. Obviously that's different because it's an animation.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'm not going to say it's easy, but easier than having like actual people acting in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I don't know, they do it slow to build hype, I would say.
I don't think it does build hype because for me with Poker Face, let's say, I think it's probably been 2 or more years since that first season came out. Don't quote me on that. But I couldn't tell you a thing that happened back then, you know? Now I'm like, do I need to watch it again for a refresh? And maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's...
They want more people to go back and watch the first one?
Yeah, potentially. But my thing is can't be bothered. So now I might not watch season 2. I will. I'm just saying, for example, like...
Yeah, it makes you feel that way.
Yeah.
It makes you feel broke.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have enough time to watch all the things that I need to watch. And it's because I like reading so much. Although lately I have been in a TikTok doom scroll quite often every
too.
night.
It's really
been
bad.
really bad. Anyway, I need to get over that. I need to stop that and get my shit together. Anyway, my Royal Flush of the Week. Oh my gosh, actually, this is so exciting. Everyone strap yourselves in. This is so exciting. I am loving myself sick this week because I have made it to the dark side of the internet and I was given my own thread on Aussie TikTok snark, which if you don't know, let me give you a little bit of a background. It's a
Is this on Reddit?
thread. It's
Yeah.
a Reddit thread, yes, called Aussie TikTok snark. And basically people just get on there and they just bitch and moan about all the TikTokers in Australia. Fadan is on there a lot. Fadan
Right.
is one of the hot topics on that platform.
It shows up for me every now and then when I'm scrolling on like the Reddit
Yeah.
news page or whatever.
Yeah.
I see it sometimes.
Well, I made a video, for those who don't know, about Labubu's, right?
Oh.
Which, have you seen Labubu's everywhere?
Yes, my
Oh.
whole For You page.
Well, I do love them. Like, I do look at them and go, yeah, I would
still
want
low-key
one.
want one.
Yeah. Well, good news is, I think Elle Smith, friend of the pod,
Yeah.
is coming down for your book thing, pretty sure. And so she opened 3 toffee-flavoured ones, or whatever you call them, toffee Labubus, and she made a joke in the video saying, if anyone wants one, let me know. So I've DM'd her and said, well, Dale, when you come down, bring one. Because I want one, but then that's a good way of doing it. I don't need to go and spend money on...
Because aren't they like $80?
I think once you do
They're
the
$80.
conversion and stuff, yeah, they really have jacked up the price recently. due to
$80 for
demand.
a stuffed toy
Yeah.
that you could just get from Kmart
Yeah.
or from like a vending machine.
And I think it's all about the opening and the wanting
the
and the blah, blah, blah.
experience.
Which I just couldn't give a shit about. But I do want one just to clip on my bag, just to say I've got one. So if Elle Smith, hopefully she remembers to bring me down one.
We'll send her a message.
And if not, if anyone has any doubles, feel free to send them. And I will accept them. Because if you've got doubles and you don't want them, just send them my way, then they won't go to waste.
It is giving like I saw you did a TikTok and then I did a TikTok. It reminds me a little bit just of this buying behaviour of when Frank Green, the drink bottle company, was doing their mystery boxes.
Yes.
And remember, everyone was jumping on and buying the mystery box just to do the unboxing on TikTok and reveal what colours they got.
Yes.
And then someone commented something on that video that I made on TikTok saying, girl, it's just like the lucky dips that we would get when we're kids. And I was like, wait a second, in the brown paper bag, in like
Yeah.
a bin at the shops or the markets, and it would be like boy mystery lucky dip
Yes.
and girl lucky dip.
Yeah.
And do you remember that? It was like $2 and then you just open the brown paper bag. It was just a bag of crap, maybe like a pencil,
Yeah.
a rubber,
Yeah.
stickers.
Little one of those sticky hands that you could throw
Yes.
against a wall.
Labubus are giving lucky
Lucky
dip
dip.
bag. We've been doing this shit since we were kids.
Yeah. And you're right. I made a TikTok about it, which was basically, if you didn't see it, I didn't put it on Instagram because, as I've said before, different vibes on different platforms. I felt TikTok could handle the joke. Instagram would not. Facebook, I'd probably have people protesting out my house.
Do you want me
know?
to play the audio out?
Yeah, sure. Get the
Okay.
TikTok up. But basically, I was just trying to make like a joke about the fact that, we're in a cost of living crisis and everyone's complaining about that and all the rest of that and everything's so expensive. Oh, but all of a sudden, everyone's got all this money to waste on Labubu.
And they're
right?
$80.
Right.
April told me she got one. I said, how much? $80.
Yeah.
But I want one.
So have a listen to the TikTok. This is what I said.
I thought no one had any money. I thought we were in a cost of living crisis and no one could afford their groceries. Where are you all getting the money for these fucking Labubus?
The sad.
Wasting money. No wonder you're never going to have a fucking house.
You know.
And I love that people, if they don't know you, because
I know.
obviously this has got 4 million views.
What?
Yeah.
Holy
4.3 million
Oh my
views.
God,
And you've got nearly 500,000 likes.
Oh my God, I thought it was still at like 1.8.
No, 4.3.
Oh, Jesus, no wonder I'm getting cancelled. Fuck.
Obviously, this has landed on a massive, wide, Labubu loving audience on
Yeah.
TikTok. But I love when you post shit like this because as for me or anyone, any scrollers, like we know you. We know that you've just made this to just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Saying, no wonder you can't afford a bloody house.
Yeah.
You're buying Labubus.
Yeah.
But I can just picture people getting so pissed off at this. And no wonder someone's gone and made a hate thread for
Yeah.
you. Is it a hate thread?
Yeah, we'll get there. But basically, I think one of the other factors is due to just being in America, I have had such a huge influx of followers since we did all the things at Coachella and all of the taste tests and everything. You know, there's been so many new eyes on my page.
That feels like a dream, by the way, can I
know,
just
it
say?
feels
Maybe
like
I
a
feel
year
like
ago.
we need to reminisce. Close friends.
Close friends
I want
this
to
Friday.
reminisce. Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
And so I feel like I've gotten, you know, let's say 20, 30,000 new people to my page on TikTok in the last month who aren't used to that kind of side of me that, you know, because it's just satire. It's just making a joke. It's like, I really don't care if what people spend their money on. At the end of the day, at my core, you can spend your money on whatever you'd like, and I don't care. But it just is funny. Like, it's funny to note that we're all cost of living, and then all of a sudden, everyone's spending all their money. Now, it's a good point to say because there were a few different responses to the video. The first response was that there's actually this thing called the lipstick theory. Have you heard of that?
No.
That in times of financial crisis and in times of recession, people actually spend money on small little treats because they can't afford the big things like holidays and whatnot.
Yep.
So I think the trend came from either the Great Depression or like the global financial crisis. Don't quote me. You know I just make shit up on this podcast. But
Fake news
all the
podcast.
lipstick sales went through the roof and everyone was buying lipsticks because they couldn't afford to treat themselves any other way. So they were buying little lipsticks to treat themselves and have a little bit of joy. And Labubus are the new modern day lipstick is
That
what
makes
some people were
sense.
saying. Because if you can't afford to spend a lot of money on yourself, you may as well waste your money on something small, you know, under $100. So and totally get that. So true. And the other response was people being like, says the person who just spent money going to America and says the person who just spent $65 on drinks on Coachella and didn't you just go on a trip to America? I was replying to people saying, don't bring me into this. I'm a billionaire. The cost of living crisis doesn't bother me. I was being real cheeky. I was going, this doesn't affect me. I got 45 investment properties, love. I'm rich. I'm not complaining about the cost of living crisis. I'm sitting here with too many groceries, actually. I'm here getting refunds on my groceries. I was just being such a menace. You know what I mean? But like,
You're in a mood.
Yeah, I was in a silly, goofy mood. But see, people who don't know me,
Yeah.
then they take that and go, in the Reddit thread, you should have seen them. So the Reddit thread pops up. The Reddit thread was just called All Right Hey. And I think what's funny, what's funny is on Reddit, if you are like not spoken enough about, if you're not spoken about enough, it actually tells everyone that.
What?
So I got this thread. It said, all right, hey, in Aussie TikTok snark. And then underneath it said, not relevant enough for their own flair.
Oh.
Because I'm never spoken about, which by the way, I just want to put it out there and make it clear. Seeing my name in Aussie TikTok snark, someone DM'd it to me on Instagram and said, just want to let you know, yeah, there's this thread about you on Aussie TikTok snark. And I went, here we fucking go, girls. We're on here. I was so excited. I was actually out to dinner with my friends and I said, I'm so sorry. I've got to stop because I've just made it onto Aussie TikTok snark. They had no idea what was going on. Anyway, I'm reading through. So the first person said, you know, how disgusting it was that I'd said that and how out of touch and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, then there were like 30 replies to it and not one person agreed with them.
Oh, no. So your fans are in there.
The fans are in there going, it's just satire. Like, if you know, all right, hey, you know it's a joke, like blah, blah, blah. They're all like, and literally no one agreed with that person. And then this has actually happened a couple other times on, I feel, a couple other of these gossip sites or even in the Facebook groups. Whenever I am mentioned, people will jump in so quickly and shut that person down.
Bless everyone.
I know. Love you for that. Love you so much. And so anyway, in the end, I was at dinner, remember? So I've seen it. I've scrolled through. I've read everything and I've seen the one person say something have a problem with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then every single other person and every other person's reply as well then had like, I don't really know how Reddit works, but
It's
all
like
of
a
them,
thread. All the comments. Like,
but then they all had votes.
yeah,
so it said
that's people like
30,
liking it, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like they all the replies then had 36 upvotes and things as well.
Oh,
So people
yeah.
are clearly
I think that's just like.
okay.
Like,
so,
I agree.
okay, so then we've got people defending me, but then also a lot of people liking the posts as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, then I'm at dinner. So I thought I'll put my phone away, come back to this later, but this is so exciting. I'm so excited about this. Finally relevant enough to be in a Reddit thread. I mean, really, at the end of the day, this is what I think is so funny about these people is you talking, like if you really don't like someone like the Fadan thread, you're actually keeping her so relevant
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're talking
No one
about
actually
her.
hates, like, anyone. The ones that, and I've said this forever, and I feel like I've spoken about this on my social media for ages, but the first time that I remember reading something nasty about myself online was back when I was 19 and 20. That's when my YouTube started to kick off and I had my 30,000 subscribers. And there was a website that existed back then, which I don't think exists anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like Reddit, but maybe Reddit wasn't a thing back then. But it was called Guru Gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just about all the beauty gurus. And I guess back then, like, I was trying to be a beauty guru or whatever. So I had my own thing on there. And so I'm 19 or 20 at the time. I don't have anywhere near the amount of confidence that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm young. I was still working full time. I was making my YouTube videos like on the side for fun. And I remember stumbling across, I had my own thread on there. And so I went on this website and I started to read the most horrible things about myself, mainly about my appearance and about my body. And there were a lot of comments about like me being a bogan and everything, because I think for me back then, this is over 10 years ago, I was the one like beauty guru in Australia that was just me. Like, and I'd go, how the fuck are yous? And back then, people didn't think that that was like funny or cool or down to earth. I remember people would shame me in my comments for like swearing or like being a bit bogan, because back then it was, hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and my tutorial. I'm going to take this, where I was the one that was just being myself. Whereas now it's so funny in 2025, people love if you're down to earth and authentic. But back then I got absolutely slammed for it. She's bogan from Newcastle, blah, blah, blah. Comments about my appearance, comments about my body. And I remember seeing that for the first time, feeling terrible about myself. My insecurities went through the roof from reading all these people talking about me. And I vowed to myself back then, I remember it so vividly, I'm never looking myself up on the internet ever again. Because I can only imagine the damage if I kept going back to that thread. And I know that it would have kept going, because my channel then went from 30,000 subscribers to 1 million. I know that it would have like only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, that thread, the more popularity that I gained. But I never went back to it, because like those words would have been so damaging to me. And I'm sure there are a lot of creators out there who do read this negative shit about like themselves and they can't laugh it off like you. Not that yours was overly negative. But I can imagine that shit would eat you alive, because just me scrolling through it that one time when I was like 19, I was like, oh my God, I can't read this. Like, this is going to make me cry. So ever since then, I've never Googled myself. I've had people like you, I've had people link me to things and just say, oh, I just want to say you've just been mentioned in the Outspoken podcast group. You've been mentioned here and there. Because, you know, people look out for us and they want to send us a screenshot. And like if it's like a Facebook group post, I'll go see it or whatever, because I'm in the Outspoken group. But if anyone ever sends me anything else, I don't fucking, I can't look. And I've done that to protect like my own confidence and my own mental health, because if you read stuff about yourself enough, you'll start to fucking believe it, I reckon. And like, I don't think a lot of people that spend their time doing that, like, you know, posting in threads and being horrible about people, because like you said, like you're a fan if you're in that thread. Like for Fadan, like I've never read her thing. Like I actually love Reddit, but more for like funny shit. I don't dare to go on any of the gossip things because it's just toxic. And like anyone that's spending their time actively participating in like hating on someone, but you're still following them, you're watching their every fucking move actually. And there might be people that do that to me. You're the biggest fan of all.
And I think that like I've made a TikTok about this before, but and I think I've said it on the podcast now that I'm about to say it out loud again, but I think if you truly don't like an influencer, or you don't think an influencer or a content creator, or if you are listening to us right now and you don't even like us and you are
hate listening,
which is totally fair for us, because all you're doing is helping us out. And I've never understood it. So let's take Fadan, for example, the people in the Reddit thread. Because obviously then I looked around, because I, as you know, never go on Reddit. But now I've seen all these different people who are on this Aussie TikToks now. And I'm reading through all the people from Fadan, talking about Fadan. So what they're doing is they're all talking about, oh, did you see her latest video? This happened, this happened. To me, what
You're
that's
a
told
fan.
me, you've watched the entire 6-minute vlog, which has, benefited her because her watch time is now through the roof. You've now posted about it in a group, so those people who haven't seen the vlog probably want to go and hate on her and see what's happened. So you've drawn more attention to her page. I know Fadan's not a very good example because she's not too much of an influencer. She's got a full-time job as a lawyer and whatnot. So maybe she's not the best person to for this example. But what I'm saying is, if you are putting your time and energy into watching the full video and then running to Reddit and talking about it, and then people are like, oh, well, what's happened here? So we'll go and watch and we'll see as well. All that's doing is showing the algorithm that you are enjoying her content. Even though you're hate watching, it's telling the algorithm that you're enjoying it. That then pushes it to more people who have probably never seen Fadan before. So they don't have this biased hate towards her. So then they might really enjoy her. And then they follow her. And that tells the algorithm that people are now following her and enjoying the content, which pushes her out to more people.
I know, people don't get it.
Which for other influencers, not so much Fadan, but for other influencers who, work with brands a lot, I've only seen Fadan do that once or twice. Now they've got more eyes on their page. They can charge more money. They can work with more brands. They can get more opportunities. They might have enough money to then start a business. Blah, 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 blah. Like those girls who were speaking about you on Guru Gossip all those years ago, really,
I owe them.
You owe them a little bit, to just not being funny, like to some extent, because it's a chain reaction. It's a trickle down effect, Yeah. Because the people are almost more interested in people when they get to hate on them, especially in Australia. So what I'm saying is, if you really truly hate an influencer or a content creator, or you think that they don't deserve a platform, the best thing you can do for that is silence. Just unfollow, block, all the rest of it, and never mention their name again. That is actually the most damaging thing you can ever do to someone.
Yeah.
If you truly hate Brittney and hate Fate, well, you just shut your mouth. Like, don't ever speak Fate's name again, because the next time you tell someone, I hate this Brittney chick, well, they're going to go, oh, I've never heard of Brittney. I better look her up. And then that tells the algorithm that you're, new and noteworthy, and someone's out of the blue looking you up, So anyway, that's a lesson for all of you, because I get it. And another thing I want to say is I totally get it. I get that sometimes you need to let some things out. Talk to
your friends, and as well with these anonymous.
But they don't have any. I don't think they have any.
So true. But even with you're spending time on an app with an anonymous profile, talking to other anonymous fucking people.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything for a sense of community. What I will say is, fair enough, go off and talk about, because I do understand if influencers have said or done the wrong thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Then, feel free to talk about it. But one thing that I don't like, because I do frequent a lot of the pages for this podcast, especially when something like, the Anna Paul situation, I want to see what people are saying, and it helps me, widen my thought process as well. So I have no shame in saying I do often pop on to the pages just to collect some research for the podcast, for example. But I think the thing that I can't stand is the amount of body shaming that is on there. I can understand talking about someone's actions,
if
or
someone's
their
done
content,
something wrong,
if they've tried to get a free product here or there and you've noticed it or whatever. totally understand that, but just calling people fat bitches and stuff, like I just go, what's wrong with you?
But
like,
also show me what you look like.
yeah, isn't that
Put
so
yourself
funny?
out there.
Yeah,
I'm all for, like, if people want to call me out for anything that I'm doing wrong,
Yeah,
like, that's fine, but come and do it to my face.
that's like that HRH collection that's like, what do you think about the haters? And she's like, if you're a hater, I want to see your front profile, side profile, full body shot,
Post a video
tax
to the
return.
internet. Yeah, post a video to the internet, have it go viral, let everyone see you, then say what you want to say.
Do a 360.
Because you're just an anonymous profile. Like, I just think anyone, okay, I'm all for people, influencers, creators being called out when they've done something genuinely wrong. Like, we're all for that, obviously. And that applies in real life too, not just online. But if someone is hating for no reason other than to just simply hate, to just, like, I don't get it. But for me, for example, like, if someone was to hate on me and just say, I hate Brittney and I hate Fate, but, like, with no real valid reason, or anyone, if someone hates you, I hate Matt and his videos or whatever, you just wish that you could do what we're doing.
You reckon?
Yep. You wish you had the guts to put yourself out there and do what we're doing. Because why are you hating from your lounge?
And maybe that's a good lesson for everyone, because I know that the majority of people who listen to this podcast wouldn't be able to relate to your name being brought up in gossip forums and Reddit threads and being spoken about by anonymous people. I feel like that's not a very relatable situation for a lot of our listeners. But I think that the sentiment can be said across the board that, like, at the end of the day, anyone who is talking bad about you is not doing any better than you are.
Exactly right.
You know?
I know for a fact I don't spend my time doing that. I would never spend my time talking badly about someone else and dragging them for the things that they're trying to do. I know that the people I associate with, my friends, people in real life that are in my life, they would never do that either. So, like, what kind of person is it that's doing that?
Exactly.
Not someone that that's the other thing too. Hate on us all you want. I would never be your fucking friend anyway. I would never be your friend. Like, way to just show that I would never even talk to you anyway.
Yeah.
But also, I'd love to just get someone, maybe not on this podcast, but maybe on my other podcast, if someone hates me that much, I'd love to just interview them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, why do you hate me? And I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, I reckon if someone genuinely hated me, maybe someone from the Guru Gossip days, I reckon if they met me or they saw me at the pub and we had a conversation, they'd probably like me.
But I don't think you'd get there.
Why?
I don't think they'd say yes to your podcast interview. They wouldn't put their face to the name, to the anonymous thing.
That just proves everything it needs to prove.
Exactly.
Case closed.
Case closed. Anyway, the funniest part about all of this, big punchline in the end, is that I said I was out to dinner and saw the thread. And after dinner, I got home and I went, oh, here we go. I can't wait. Opened up Reddit, thread disappeared.
Oh.
Gone.
Why?
Maybe deleted. Maybe
because you had too many supporters.
Well, I'm assuming the person who first posted it went, oh, this is embarrassing.
True.
Too many people are on his side. And they ended up deleting the. Well, I can only assume they deleted the thread. So I really didn't get a good look at it. I really don't remember any. I didn't even get any screenshots. I screenshot the name because I thought it was funny that said, all right, hey, not relevant enough for their own flair.
What is flair?
Like, it's like a Reddit thing.
Oh, okay.
Like, it was like a highlighted orange thing underneath or something.
Right.
And I think it just means like I haven't been spoken enough about that I don't get my own thread.
Yeah, look, well, I think at the end of the day, if we're being spoken about on Reddit or any platform or Facebook group, we're doing something right. Because we are relevant enough to be spoken about.
And please keep talking because it's making me more money and I fucking love that because I need to buy 100 Labubu's.
Well, I think that's another episode done and dusted, Matt. And you know what? I do have to say, I feel like we had a similar conversation sort of to this, but like ages ago on the pod about online forums and shit. So sorry, not sorry if it feels like a bit of a repeat, but we added in the Labubu chat. So it's different.
Now I've actually been thrown into the mix, you know. I think I wasn't able to speak from experience
Now
last
you can.
time.
Now you can. Anyway, I'm all about the positive vibes. And if people want to hate on us, so be it.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
It does come from experience though. I think the 10 plus years we've been doing this because you're so right. Me 10 years ago, in fact, I remember there used to be a Tumblr of where you could bitch about Australian influencers.
really?
And someone once said that my highlighter was ugly.
Oh.
And I remember that affecting me for
Also,
a
be
good 2
careful.
years.
Like, not that I think any of our scrollers would ever participate in anything like that, but if you just so happen to, just be careful with the words that you use online, even though it's anonymous. Like, words obviously have power and they can affect people. So while you might think it's all fun and games to be ripping someone to shreds in an anonymous thread, like that person on the other end could be reading that and it could make them feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So be careful. Not that I think scrollers would ever do something like that anyway.
My other thing as well, sorry to harp on about this, but people who get in my comments but talk in third person, like talk
Why
to
is he?
Yeah, why is he? Like they'll get in the comments and be like, does anyone think he? And I'm like, I'm right here.
Yeah, I write back to those and I'm like, why are you talking as if though I'm not, this isn't my video?
Like, they're like addressing the crowd. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, talk to me.
Yeah.
I find that funny too. Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode, Scrollers. We bloody love ya. We'll see you on Friday for our close friends. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, send us an email, all the rest
And
of it.
don't write hateful anonymous things online. Thank you.
Anyway, Joel, I better let you go. I've got to go submit a thread on Guru Gossip about you.